You sneaky mom!
What?
You're not my dad! You guys want to hear something? Ugly ass fucking noodle.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
What's going on, folks? Fucking Title Show. I am your host, as always, JuvyThaKid. If you want to hit me up, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchattery, at JuvyThaKid, JuvyThaKid. Let me turn this fan off just in case it's crowding the noise or whatever have you. Alright, we're good. Okay, so to start it off, I'm going to get something quick out of the way. The guest I was trying to get ready and everything for last week's episode felt bad that he couldn't make it and everything, so he sent a message. I'm going to let you guys hear that now, so here we go.
Big Daddy Sass here. Just, so sorry I couldn't make it to the fucking Tate show today. I am sorrier than a reverend that got caught with a pool boy, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. Well, I hope y'all out there are having a good day. Have a good time. Be safe. Love everybody the same. And if you ever get the chance to have a Coke empire and build it up, just do what Big Daddy Sass does. And jump on that and eat it up like a bag of Tootsie Rolls. Okay, my little Piccadillys? We gonna see you soon. Much love from Big Daddy Sass. Back to Juvie.
Yeah, he's quite the character. I don't know how to describe Big Daddy Sass for all of you. I really don't. If you could picture like a 5'0" bingo kind of looking lady, like the curly kind of permed hair, those big circle like sunglasses or reading glasses, whatever they were, and he speaks like just well, you heard, like kind of like a weird Southern belle type lady. So he's an odd character, to say the fucking least about him. So yeah, last night was UFC 200. I'm gonna get this out of the way because I know some of you guys are not UFC or mixed martial arts fans, so I'm getting it out of the way now. Just be patient, and it's actually gonna be really quick. So UFC 200 was a big event. They debuted the new colors for the Reebok trunks, which was actually cool because I had talked about it on a previous episode of this, and I was hoping that Anderson Silva would wear the yellow and black ones because that's kind of what he's like known to wear during his career, and he did, so that was fucking cool. But yeah, to be honest, I was expecting better fights from like this big monumental kind of event, you know what I mean? Cain Velasquez versus Travis Brown was absolutely amazing. Maybe the best Cain like that we've kind of seen. Like he threw a fucking spinning wheel kick like at Travis Brown's head, so that was fucking crazy. Never seen him throw those before. What else? Oh, well, Cain won first round TKO. After that was Jose Aldo and Frankie Edgar. I was expecting a lot better from both of them. Aldo was moving back a lot and just kind of going for counter shots. A lot of the time he was trying to catch him with that right hand as he was moving back, almost kind of like what McGregor caught him with. But yeah, if Aldo kind of fights like that, I don't see him winning against McGregor, if I'm going to be honest. But Aldo won that, so he's the interim featherweight champ now. Featherweight? I believe it is. If I fucked that up, I'm sorry. But yeah, it went to a decision. Aldo got that unanimous decision. Yeah, it wasn't the best performances that I've seen from either guy. Daniel Cormier versus Anderson Silva was next. Obviously, it was on with everything going on with John Jones being pulled from the card for a potential violation to the drug policies. Everyone's kind of speculating on that. If it if it was coke and weed, he would have gotten in trouble with his probation officer by now because they test him regularly. He does have a chance to have his B sample tested from that day or whatever. So if that comes back as a negative, then I think he's okay to compete. But if it comes back as a positive, it's a 2-year suspension. But either way, he got pulled off the card 2 days before it, 3 days. They put Anderson Silva, arguably the best of all time that we've seen in mixed martial arts. If you look at his performances and just some of the shit he did was like from a movie almost. But yeah, DC, Daniel Cormier, took him down, did what he had to do to kind of secure the victory. Anderson Silva did a good job because a lot of people will say like, oh, he was getting beat up or he was getting controlled on the ground. But if you notice, he actually had the lockdown on DC's leg and everything, so he couldn't position up and go into full mount or anything. So it was I don't know. I don't want to say it was a good fight, but it was okay. Like, Daniel Cormier did what he had to do to get the win on short notice against one of the best. So, good for Daniel Cormier, obviously. So now that's what gets interesting is if the winner of Anthony Johnson and Glover Teixeira, they fight Daniel Cormier, but if everything gets resolved with John Jones, I wonder if they book that fight first. I'm thinking that they obviously do because that's more of the money maker. But we'll see what happens. Brock Lesnar and Mark Hunt. Wow, this was a disappointing one. I don't know. First round is kind of, Brock took him down. He was landing a couple shots on him. Just kind of held Mark Hunt down. Second round, Mark Hunt he landed a couple of shots on him when he was on the feet. Even when he was on the ground, he was getting held down, he was throwing punches back at Brock. And that's that's evident if you look at any of the post-fight pictures. Then third round is kind of the same thing as first. Brock took him down and just kind of held him down for a while. Controlled him on the ground for a bit, landed shots, did what he had to do to get the decision victory. I think a lot of people were expecting more from this fight. Everybody I was talking to was expecting way more. I was in a way too, which I hate saying because I don't want to hold people up to expectations or whatever, but you can't help it as a fan, you know what I mean? But yeah, it wasn't the best. Now this was a fucking great one. Amanda Nunez versus Miesha Tate. This, people, pay attention because this is the result of this actually is the result of a lot of other things, or a few other things, I should say. But so Amanda Nunez just beat Miesha Tate. Just was catching her with shots. Fucking finished her off first round with the rear naked. But honestly, it didn't look like Miesha Tate wanted to be there. When she was coming out towards the octagon, she didn't look she just didn't look like she was ready to fight, you know what I mean? She also apparently had a tough weight cut. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Maybe she was just really drained from it. I'm not sure. But yeah, even with the rear naked, it wasn't under her chin by any means. It wasn't even really in tight. Amanda Nunez, you could see she wasn't struggling on it or anything. I feel like Miesha Tate just didn't want to be there that night. And that happens, you know what I mean? But Amanda Nunez wins. Amanda Nunez, the first UFC lesbian champion. That's right, folks. One of the meanest fucking strikers right now. Lesbian. I don't mean it, I kind of played that back quick in my head. I don't mean lesbian in a derogatory way, and I do apologize if anyone takes offense to that. I just mean she's the first gay UFC champion. There's never been another male or female homosexual champion. I believe that was enough general terms. But no, either way, it's fucking awesome for her. Like, I was cheering for her. This, I feel, gives hope and a role model to a lot of people, because she's never she's never been popped for steroids, no performance enhancing drugs. Like, she is somebody that, like, you could look at and she's just like a cool person. She's just a genuinely nice person. So I was cheering for her. She got the win. She's the new UFC female bantamweight champion, and it was a good fucking performance for her. I would be very, very interested to see Amanda Nunez versus Holly Holm, because especially after seeing her striking last night, I would love to see her versus Holly Holm striking. I think that would be a really good fight. We'll have to see what happens, though. At the post-fight press conference, apparently it was announced Michael Bisping versus Dan Henderson will be having their rematch in Manchester, I believe, for 203, they said. We'll look that up right now. But I'm going to move this because I realized last time you guys could hear the clicking really bad. There we go. But yeah, I believe they announced it for 203. Their first fight was actually Michael Bisping's first knockout loss. He got put out cold. He got starched. I think it's gonna be one of those ones that it's gonna be Dan Henderson's last fight regardless, because he's saying it would be fitting for a career finale. He's getting real old. Like, I love Dan Henderson. I will always be a Dan Henderson fan, but it's one of those things, like, he's getting up there. I think he's like 44. Maybe, is he 44? Yeah. I think he's the oldest active fighter on the UFC roster. But yeah, it looks like they have not announced an actual event for it. They've just said that it is official and they'll possibly do it in Manchester, Michael Bisping's backyard. I don't know. I think it would be an interesting rematch. Bisping looked great against Rockhold. He showed he had knockout. He could, like, knock people out or finish them. Henderson also showed on that same card that he still has his power. Like, he can still fucking finish people too. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I'm just checking MMAmania.com right now to see if they have announced an event at all for that. I don't believe. Nope. While no date or venue has been chosen, White did mention that the rematch will most likely go down in Manchester, England later this year. All right, cool. Well, that'll be all right. We'll see what happens with it, I suppose. I think it would be an interesting one. But overall, UFC 200, bit of a lackluster for me. The first, like, Cain Velasquez versus Travis Brown was good, and Amanda Nunez versus Miesha Tate was good. I loved both of those fights, but the other ones I was not too big on. Apparently the prelims were really good. I didn't get a chance to see all of them. I did see Joe Lozon and Diego Sanchez, which Lozon finished Sanchez. I think it depends on how you want to pronounce it. I'm not sure. But yeah, he finished Diego Sanchez first round, which I don't think that he's ever been finished in the first round. Or at least not in the UFC, I'm pretty sure. But either way, it's both are veterans. But I want to share some kind of like cool, different news with everybody today. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee first. 1 second. I said the UFC would be quick, and I spent like 10 minutes. I don't know, somewhere around there. By the way, sorry guys. Okay. So, a Buddhist monk in Prince Edward Island, that's in Canada, for all my American listeners or / viewers that may not know, purchased more than 600 pounds of lobster from various places around the island and set them free back into the ocean. On Saturday, they boarded a fishing boat and released them back into the ocean off the coast of Wood Islands. Hopefully we can find a spot. There are no cages waiting for them, said Dan. And Dan is Venerable Dan of the Great Enlightenment Buddhist Institute Society of Little Sands. So Dan is the monk who like did this kind of thing, like arranged it or whatever. The purpose is to cultivate compassion, not just for the lobsters, but for all beings, he said. So, if honestly, like, just, like, take the, like, lobsters out of it. It's just the fact of doing something to, like, you know, show compassion of life for all things of the world. You know what I mean? We respect everyone's dietary choice, so we're not doing this to convert everybody to be vegetarians or vegans. This whole purpose for us is to cultivate compassion towards others. It doesn't have to be lobsters. It can be worms, flies, any animals. Drive slower so we don't run over the little critters on the street. Yeah, man. I'm not even gonna lie. It does make me a little sad. Like when I'm driving and I see like a squirrel that's been like ran over, or I see somebody do it. I don't know. Even like it kind of sucks. But like anytime you see like a dead crow on the road or something, like I don't know, that always kind of sucks to see because I love crows. But before releasing the lobsters, the monks held a 20-minute ceremony with a prayer and a chant to the Buddha of compassion. That's cool. Excuse-moi. Sorry about that. Dan said you don't have to have a ceremony or be Buddhist to practice compassion, to be nicer to all living beings around you, and to try to think of things from their point of view. If your loved ones were in this situation, what would they like you to do? To give them a helping hand and put them back to where they feel comfortable, and we believe if everybody's able to do that, it will become a better place and a more harmonic place. I know some people will hear this and be like, well, he's a monk. Of course he's saying stuff like that. But it's not just that. Like, especially with, like, the times that, like, the world is going through right now, it's important that we see stuff like this and we hear about these stories. It's important to remember that no matter how many, like, events we see, like, broadcast on any media, like on the TV, social media, whatever, of like the negative events and the, like, you know, the shitty fucking people of this world, we got to remember that out in the world, like there's these people as well. You know, there's the people that are fighting for to remind everybody of compassion and to be just a good person and accept everybody for who they are or whatever have you. You know, it's important not to always feed the negative. Now, I posted a little quote or whatever just before I started recording tonight on my Instagram, and I ended it with a question that I had thought of when I was typing it. And that question was, if two tribes start a fire out of anger for each other, and that fire consumes the land, does it matter who burnt it, or does it matter that they're both left with nothing? Now, what I hope people think of when they read that question is when you meet negative actions with more negative actions, eventually we have nothing left for any of us in this world. And it doesn't matter who started the first fight, and it doesn't matter who, you know, started the first fire that night, whatever whatever the situation. What matters is that eventually, if we always seek out the negative, like, news and the negative posts in the world, that takes over, and then eventually nobody has anything left to enjoy. You know what I mean? There's no positive left. So that's why it's important that when you see, like, the negative posts or whatever, instead of, like, taking the time to read it and let it affect you or whatever, just scroll by, see something else, like a cool, whatever you're into. Just for example, like, if you're into, like, comics and cosplay and everything like that, then, you know, see, like, a cool picture of cosplay and check that person's account out, or, you know what I mean? Like, replace the tiny negative things that, like, the negative posts or whatever that you see, with a positive, and it starts to change the way you feel and everything. And like I said in, like, in that post on Instagram, when you fight for the excuse me, when you fight for the positive, the negative is going to seem a lot louder. And that's how usually it goes, though. When you start if you want to start, like, changing your life around, it seems like a lot of things are harder and things are kind of going wrong, but that's because you're changing everything about your thinking and your world, so it just seems different. When you're fighting for the positive and everything, you're going to notice the negative more, especially in times like this. And it's understandable. I get why people are frustrated. I get why people are feeling sad. But it's important to put things out to, you know, just give people a smile, help them laugh a little bit. Even if it's just that type of, like, little laugh where, you know, they just kind of, like, shake their head and just like, oh my god, that's so stupid, or whatever. That's at least it helped them laugh or smile about something. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is, just make sure, like, I know it sounds cliche and it kind of sounds like bullshit. I fucking get it, people. But I'm just saying, like, look for the positive. Fight for the positive and fight to have it in your life. Because honestly, and this sounds so fucking cliche, I get it, but, like, I used to have, like, the worst fucking negative thinking about the world and myself, people around me, whatever have you. But I'm saying, like, everybody fucking out there listening to this that doesn't even know this shit exists, everybody deserves to be fucking happy. Everybody deserves to have, like, love and connections in their life. Everybody deserves that in one way or another. So, with all the negative things going on, like, remember, like, you guys still have your family, you know what I mean? Like, you guys still have a lot of positive things around you. If you feel like you don't, stop. Like, I try to post a lot of positive things, whether it's, like, just silly shenanigans that I did or whatever. Like, stop by my page or whatever. Just fucking, I don't even care if you follow. You don't have to comment on nothing. There might be something out there to make you laugh or whatever. But just, in these crazy fucking times, don't fall into the easy negative mind traps. You know what I mean? Don't fall into the fucking, it's gonna be fucking an apocalypse soon, or it's gonna be a war soon, whatever. Just, it's easy to see that because that's what's broadcast more. Trust me, when I go through the news things on these, fuck, I have to struggle to find certain stories like this one, or, well, the one that I was on. But, like, it's fucking crazy. The news, and a lot of people want to make sure you see the negative. Make sure that you fight to see the positive. I know it sounds like bullshit. I know it sounds cliche as fuck. But fucking, I promise you guys. Fight to see the positive. It's so easy to see the negative. Just fucking keep fighting against that. And just keep fighting to see the positive in the world. Whether it's in comedy or just in something that somebody else did. Whatever it is. we're gonna get off that. I don't want to keep going, sound like a broken record. I'm sure you guys know what I'm saying. I just wanted to, it had to be said. It's on record now. But, got a couple topics on the Instagramos. So we're going to get into them. Kilonji _ that mofo hooked me up with a fucking dope mixtape of tunes. Please go check them out. KOLONJI _ dat DAT mofo MOFO. Please go follow and support him. His crew Unity Sound just released these dope ass tees. Go cop one if you're able to. But either way, share the stuff around. Check out the music. But yeah, your topic. Sorry, man. Ha! Allegedly, marijuana may have been involved somewhat before the recording of this show. Allegedly. Why is doing the laundry the most boring thing out of all the necessities? Hashtag speak on that shit. Fuck. Honestly, holy shit. I fucking hate doing laundry. That and dishes. I don't mind vacuuming. I actually like vacuuming and sweeping. It's fucking weird. I don't mind mowing grass. Maybe that's like a weird like man thing that's like embedded in me somewhat from like growing up. Like from like, I don't know, seeing dudes like mow the grass, and like it was a great smell because I love the smell of freshly cut grass, and they're sitting there adoring it. They're like, yeah, I just fucking cut that. Maybe that's where it comes from. But I like mowing lawns and shit too. But laundry and dishes, no. Go fuck yourself. I hate it. It's because it's so fucking monotonous, especially laundry. Because like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go run out and like fucking, I don't know, look for Batman, Superman, Wave 2 multiverse figures. Or grab something to eat, whatever you guys do. you know, but it's like, no, I gotta wait for the fucking washer to be done. And then I gotta wait for the fucking dryer to be done. And sometimes the dryer doesn't even, like, you think the dryer, it dries stuff. And then you go and check it, and the fucking clothes are still damp. So you gotta run it through again for a little bit. Just fucking suck a fucking dick. I hate laundry. And dishes, oh my god, I fucking hate it. Especially when it's like those times where you have pasta sauce or something, or like you melt some cheese on your fries or whatever it is, and like, you know, you're like, okay, I'm gonna watch a movie and then I'll do the dishes or whatever. And then it gets all stuck and you're scrubbing at it, and your arm looks like fucking Dolph Lundgren's, like when he was Ivan Drago and he was working out, and all you can hear is Survivor Burning Heart blaring in the background while you're scrubbing at this shit. And then when it's not that tough, you're just sitting there fucking still like doing the same motions over and over again. Getting fucking soaked. Unless you got a dishwasher, then you got it easy, I guess. But still, you got to put them away. And you got to load it. And if your dishwasher isn't that good or your soap isn't, you got to run it through again. I don't know. I'm just saying. Sometimes you got to fucking rinse your cup out because it's got that weird soap residue or something in it. I don't know. Everyone's got it shitty, I guess, with dishes. But either way, laundry and dishes, but fuck you. Fucking hate it. Oh, okay. Irish fan _ 123. Long time supporter of the Instagram page, and then when I eventually was did the YouTube stuff, just thank you so much. We've had convos and all that, and she's genuinely an awesome person. So please go follow her. Irish fan _ 123. Easy as ABC. I flipped it around. See what I did there? Okay. Wooden or steel roller coasters? Oh, that's a fucking good question. Okay. I love roller coasters. I fucking love roller coasters. I love anything that just gets like the adrenaline pumping now. Especially since, you know, it's kind of one of these things like I kind of realized with not all, but a lot of people that we're used to kind of really hard drug use, and then they stop using those substances, we kind of like replace it with like, we love energy drinks and whatever, or we love like strong coffee or things that gets our like our adrenaline pumping. Sometimes you don't have to like the substance use has nothing to do with it. I'm just saying, like, in some cases with that, like once we like, for me, I know, like, once I stopped using all that shit, it's been years now. It's one of those things where it's like, instead of using like coke or fucking crack or heroin or like popping a pill, it's like, let's go to fucking roller coasters, or, you know, if somebody lets me know where a skydiving place is close to me, I want to look into that and go fucking do that. I just found out a flotation tank is in Barrie. I know this is really random and off topic, but yeah, flotation tank is in Barrie. I believe it's called Float Tank Barrie. Either way, I definitely want to go and check that out. I have been waiting years to be able to do a float tank / like isolation tank. So yeah, definitely gonna try and figure it out with them. See if I can maybe even do a vlog, you know, documenting the experience or whatever. We'll see what happens. Either way, to IrishFan_123, easy as ABC. Question: wooden or steel roller coasters? I'm going with wooden. I was about to say steel, but just because I looked up and saw that word, but I want to say, like, I was gonna say wooden, 100%. Wooden, because it's one of those things, like, okay, Canada's Wonderland, it, like, the Mine Buster, it is wooden. It feels like it's rickety as shit. Like, you're taking these sharp turns and going fast, and it feels like this thing could, like, collapse at any moment. It feels like there is this, like, little sprinkle of, like, the element of death. Like, not a lot, just a seasoning, just a zest of, like, you might die right now. It's like, I don't know, I love it. Steel roller coasters, obviously, like, you can do more with them, and they're safer somewhat, but yeah, I'm going wooden roller coasters, 100%. They just have that sense of kind of danger with it. I don't know. Just feels a lot cooler. It feels like you're kind of like testing fate in a way. All right, where are we at? 32 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. We're doing good. I think we'll end it here. Actually, no, we won't. No, we won't. We'll end it after this quick thing. Apparently they're doing a fucking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I say Mighty Morphin because that's the original one. I don't want to get it confused with any of the weird knockoffs. But apparently they're doing like a remake of it. And I don't know how I feel about it. Like, the suits look kind of weird from what I saw. What was it? I think it was Boss Logic on Instagram had done a fan art of Bryan Cranston as Zordon, which is actually funny because back in the day, he actually, I believe it was one of his like first roles kind of thing, but he was the voice of a villain for an episode, like on the original Power Rangers. But then after seeing Boss Logic's like fan art of it, a couple days later, I see that they announced Bryan Cranston as Zordon, the like Power Rangers mentor. So that's fucking cool. I love it when like little coincidences like that happen in the world. Like a fan just makes something because they could see it happening, and then that's what actually does happen. That's fucking cool as hell. I don't know how I feel about the Power Rangers movie though, because I love the first one. They go to the island, they lose like their fucking Power Ranger suits, and they have to like they do the ninja outfits for that movie, and they got like the new animals and all that. That was fucking dope. I love that fucking movie. Just saying. Alright, I'm getting out of here. This has been Fucking Title Show, and I have been your host, JuvyThaKid. If you want to hit me up, Twitter, Instagram, and the Snapchatteries at JuvyThaKid, JuvyThaKid. D. And also, if you, any of my listeners slash viewers slash awesome fucking hooligans, if any of you guys have artistic abilities or whatever, little homie 127, had something in my throat there. If any of you guys out there have artistic abilities and you want to drop me an idea for a logo for the Fuck a Title show, because the logo that I usually have for this is the like life lessons with Juvie Skull. I want to try and get a logo for the Fuck a Title show specifically, just because it's kind of a different thing, you know what I mean? There's gonna be a lot of weird shit on this one. I feel like this may have been the most comfortable that I've felt while I was doing these. They've been a bit of a rocky start, but yeah, it's gonna be completely different. This is also like a different sort of creative outlet for me. There's been a lot of characters that I've had in my mind that I've wanted to do for like an animated series on YouTube, like on the channel before. But yeah, I we'll see what happens. Like certain characters I might work on through doing this podcast, and like your guys' feedback if you like those characters or if you don't like them, or we'll see where it all goes. But yeah, this is like, for me, this is, you know, this is something kind of different to do. So I want to have a different type of logo for it. So if any of you guys out there do some artwork or whatever, you hit me up and we figure it out. Okay. JuvyThaKid, Fuck a Title Show, 705, Barry area, as fucking always, in this crazy world. My quiet kids, my freaks, my weirdos, all y'all out there, just keep being weird. Keep fighting for positivity, appreciation of all, and love. Peace.